Next on Worcester News Tonight, cleanup continues after a massive winter storm dumps heavy snow on the region. We'll have a look on the latest road conditions. Plus, the strong winds causing serious damage across the area, bringing down trees and power lines. Details are next. Thanks for joining us. I'm Catherine Andrioli. Cleanup is underway after a massive winter storm dumps more than a foot of snow on Worcester and surrounding areas. It's leaving crews busy cleaning up. Here's a look at some of the work earlier tonight in Worcester. Dozens of plows were clearing up the snow with large piles of snow lining the streets. The city tells us Worcester public schools are canceled tomorrow, and the cleanup effort will continue throughout the night. Many were urged to stay off the roads today as the storm hit its peak in the early afternoon. Tonight, conditions are still challenging on many area streets. Our Andy Lacombe has a look at the road conditions right now. Andy?
Hi, Catherine. We're on Route 12 here in West Boylston. Normally a pretty heavily traveled road, even at this time of night. Nobody really on the roadways at this hour, and you can see the roads are kind of almost down to slush and some pavement here, especially near the interchange of I-190, where a lot of the highway crews come off and loop around. And conditions seem to be improving a little bit, at least here in West Boylston. We are still seeing a lot of packed snow on roadways, some bumpy travel conditions. As it gets colder at night, I can imagine that might be more difficult to deal with. There is still blowing snow. There is still some visibility issues out here with the blowing snow. And as we get into Worcester, you know, there is some snow and packed snow on the roads. We've seen de-icers out. We've seen plow crews out again. And we're told by the city of Worcester that crews are going to be out all night long as it takes, to help clean up after this storm. That's the latest from the roads with Brenna Wilson manning the command center here. I'm Andy Lacombe. Back to you.
Thanks, Andy. Stay safe out there on the roads. Worcester DPW Commissioner Paul Moosey says city crews are dealing with the aftermath of today's snowstorm and are also trying to figure out where to put all of the snow. Moosey says Worcester's DPW has crews working round the clock to clear the roads as best as possible. And as you can see, many were out shoveling earlier this afternoon. Moosey says they are continuing to clear the roads, but they are concerned about the amount of snow on the sidewalks and the piles that will line the streets after plows go through.
There's probably 6-7 hours worth of cleaning up and mopping up and pushing back. So I think we'll be in pretty good shape for tomorrow morning. The big question is going to be sidewalks. How much of that will be done in the overnight? This is really beyond, all of today's storm is beyond the snow budget. So whatever this costs is increasing the deficit.
A reminder, all Worcester residents are required to clear sidewalks outside their homes within 24 hours of a snowstorm. Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito met with City Manager Ed Augustus today at Worcester's Emergency Management Center, where emergency personnel tracked the storm. The Lieutenant Governor toured the facility after the massive snowstorm impacted the city and kept people off the roads. Polito gave an update on conditions throughout the state and says she is pleased with the way the state has handled the storm and utilized resources to combat Winter Storm Stella.
It's a great display of how communities like Worcester and others are prepared. They develop their plans, they coordinate and collaborate, and then execute on that plan. And I've been witnessing this across our Commonwealth in a lot of the calls I've been making to municipal officials, where they could anticipate this storm coming and then execute to keep their communities safe.
And the facility opened in August. This was the first weather event dispatchers were placed in the Emergency Management Center. Tuesday's storm brought heavy snow and high winds to the area, causing power outages throughout the area. The city was one of the hardest hit areas in Massachusetts. Our Andy Madison has more.
As the storm gained traction in Worcester, the city opened its Emergency Operations Center to keep an eye on road conditions and anything else Mother Nature brings.
Monitor the number of pieces of equipment that are out on the street and where they are, as well as the number 911 calls that are coming in and what the nature of those calls are. So we really can do everything from this location.
By noon, the storm was featuring heavy snowfall and low visibility, many staying off the roads and out of harm's way. Others using heavy artillery keep the snow from piling up.
It'll take me the first time about close to 4 hours. 4 hours? Yeah.
It's a pretty big piece of equipment.
Yeah.
Heavy winds also knocked out power to portions of Worcester. St. John's Food for the Poor was serving breakfast when the lights went out.
We fed them all. They're all, you know, they've had enough to eat, and bang, all of a sudden, the power went out. Yeah, you know, and you know, but we could still function without the power.
The storm kept crews busy at the Emergency Operations Center and on the roads. From power outages to plowing, Winter Storm Stella definitely lived up to the hype in Worcester as the city spared no resource to keep people safe.
Is it nice and warm in there? Oh yeah, got a good heater. You know, I'm all set.
National Grid reports that at the height of the storm, 20,000 people were without power. That number has since gone down. As for the city sparing no resource for the storm, they are already over their storm budget. But that didn't stop them from making sure people are safe. Reporting in Worcester, I'm Andy Madison. Now back to you.
And again, Worcester Public Schools will not have school tomorrow. The city also has declared its winter parking ban in effect until further notice. To avoid getting towed, you can continue to park in the municipal garages until 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. The Weather Channel is naming this winter storm Stella, and perhaps their best-known meteorologist was in central Massachusetts today chasing the storm. Our Rosalind Flaherty spoke with Jim Cantore and has more.
Stella! Winter storm Stella hits central Massachusetts with a bang, getting attention from the Weather Channel's Jim Cantore.
I like it when we name the really big storms, the ones that, you know, garner attention like this one. So this is a great name for a storm.
Cantore says he's been chasing storms for 20 years, and Stella is his fifth blizzard this winter.
Mother Nature can be kind of cruel, as you're finding out, not being properly dressed for this. She wants my goggles, and I'm not going to give them up. But no, I mean, just the wind energy, the snow rates, you know, how dark the sky's getting now. We may get some thunder and lightning out of this.
Cantore and his team started in Boston, but when the track of the storm moved west, they ended up in Millbury and Auburn.
Let's take a look around. We got blizzard conditions. You know, February decided to occur in March, so I thought I'd come back for the resurgence of winter.
At the Massachusetts State Police Barracks in Millbury, Lieutenant Stephen Marsh says they have extra troopers out on the roadways.
Just to ensure that motorists make it to their destinations, or if anyone's gone off the road, so that we can find them and help them and get them assistance.
Cantore says the storm is pretty much what they anticipated, leaving very dangerous road conditions.
The big change with this one, I think, is we anticipated a lot more snow on the I-95 corridor, okay? We're still going to get crushed in Boston, I think, but then we'll see a change over there, which is why we started there and moved west.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
And today's storm resulted in multiple trees down. There are reports of fallen trees in Uxbridge, Hubbardston, Leicester, Spencer, and Upton. Here's a picture of a tree across the road in Hubbardston. This happened on Brigham Road around 2 p.m. today. The road was closed for a couple of hours until it was safe for crews to remove the tree. Here's a tree down in Spencer. This one severed utility lines, as you can see, on Condon Drive, but luckily missed hitting the home. While many experienced power outages due to the fallen trees, no injuries were reported. Many people listened to the governor's call to stay off the roads today, but there were still some who ventured out into the snow. The conditions caused one woman to get stuck in the parking lot at her job. Our Olivia Lemon has a look at the people braving the elements.
Go straight, go straight. Go straight.
Good Samaritans stopped Tuesday afternoon to help a woman whose car got stuck in the snow.
Oh, they're awesome. Like, you know, you don't see a lot of that a lot, actually. I'm surprised they actually stopped out.
Judith Figueroa is the manager of the Dunkin' Donuts on Belmont Street in Worcester. She says she was heading home to Spencer when her car got stuck in the parking lot.
I didn't think it was going to get that bad. They always say it's going to be bad. Last time it wasn't that bad. I made it home. Now I'm stuck.
Can't get out the parking lot right here onto the main road. It's ridiculous. It's like probably 10 inches of snow right here. It's bad.
William Burrell says he ventured out into Winter Storm Stella to buy cigarettes and coffee.
And the wind's blowing in your face, and you can't even look in the snow if it's blowing right in your direction. It's maybe spring next week, but right now, the blizzard or Stella, I guess Stella got her groove back. I don't know.
Meanwhile, a man from Miami Beach says he's happy to trade in his shorts and flip-flops for boots and wool socks.
It's been a long time since I've seen the snow. I was kind of looking forward to it. So I've been out here all morning.
Rico Stanley says he spent most of the morning helping his friend shovel out her driveway, but whipping winds and whiteout conditions made it more difficult.
It's like having a facial. Yeah, some people pay extra for this.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
Winter weather caused some dangerous travel conditions, canceling schools, and many businesses closed across central Massachusetts. But there were several that did stay open. Here in Worcester, Boston Donuts was one of the few shops open today. As you can see, it drew a steady crowd on Park Avenue as one of the few places open on this snowy Tuesday. We caught up with the store manager who said it's important to stay open to serve the customers in the snow.
It's winter. We have to serve, we serve all the time. Doesn't matter, it's sunny, it's rain, it's snowing. A lot of people will keep calling today and we're saying, are you open? Yes.